8 surprising flightless birds. Number 1. Kakapo. The kakapo is a parrot species from New Zealand that stands out in several ways. First, it is the world's only flightless parrot. It is also nocturnal, which is a unique trait among parrot species. It is the heaviest parrot species in the world, which is appropriate considering it does not have to stay light for taking flight. But what really makes this bird stand out is its amazing conservation story. Gathered by the thousands from museums and collections around the world and facing new predators including the stoats, cats, and rats introduced by humans, this species was nearly wiped off the planet. Thankfully, a handful of dedicated people have worked tirelessly over the last century to create a breeding program to save the remaining parrots and boost their numbers. Thanks to 2022's bumper breeding season, there are now 252 kakapos alive on the planet. Number 2. CAMPBELL teal. The CAMPBELL teal is one of 2 species of flightless teal. These little dabbling ducks are nocturnal, coming out at night to feed on insects and amphipods. They were once found on Campbell Island, their namesake near New Zealand, but were driven to extinction there after Norway rats found their way to the land. After a population was discovered on another island, the species was listed as critically endangered and conservationists worked for decades to create a successful captive breeding program. In 2003, a massive effort was made to clear Campbell Island of rats and other pests, and in 2004, 50 CAMPBELL teals were released there, marking the return of the species after an absence of nearly 100 years. Number 3. TITICACA grebe. Grebes are adorable birds, but this particular species takes the prize. The Titicaca flightless grebe, also known as the short-winged grebe, is found in Peru and Bolivia. It lives primarily on its namesake, Lake Titicaca, but can also be found in several surrounding high-altitude lakes. Though it cannot fly, the Titicaca grebe can swim expertly. It catches mostly small pupfish as prey. Unlike many other flightless bird species that have been threatened by introduced predators, the Titicaca grebe is threatened because of the use of gill nets by fishermen. It is now listed as endangered as a result. Although some areas are protected, there is no concerted conservation effort underway for this species. Number 4. Kiwi. The kiwi is a famously flightless bird. It always encourages a double take because of its small round body, feathers that look like fur, and unassuming whiskered face. So well loved is the kiwi that it is the national symbol of New Zealand. There are 5 species of kiwi, all of which are native to New Zealand. 2 of the species are vulnerable, 1 is endangered, and 1 is critically endangered. Though large swaths of their forest habitat are now protected, they still face the danger of predation by introduced carnivores, such as cats. Kiwis have been flightless for so long that their vestigial wings are barely visible among their fluffy feathers. They also lay the largest eggs relative to body size of any bird in the world. These shy birds are nocturnal and use their keen sense of smell to locate prey in the night. Unlike any other bird species, their nostrils are located at the end of their bills, making it easier for them to sniff out the worms, grubs, and seeds on which they feed. Number 5. Guam rail. The Guam rail was once abundant on the island of Guam, but in the 1960s, a population of accidentally introduced brown tree snakes took hold of the island. These birds nest on the ground which, combined with their inability to escape via flight, meant that they didn't stand a chance against the new predators, despite being very fast runners. By the 1980s, they were extinct in the wild. The species can still be seen today, though, thanks to zoologist Bob Beck, who worked for more than 20 years on capturing the last of the wild Guam rails, creating captive breeding programs in zoos, and releasing Guam rails on nearby islands. In November 2010, 16 GUAM rails were reintroduced to Cocos Island and, through careful monitoring, the reintroduction seems to have been successful. They are also now living on Rhode Island. Number 6. Cassowary. This animal may look like a rendering of a prehistoric dinosaur evolving into a bird, but it's actually a modern species. There are 3 types: the southern cassowary, the northern cassowary, and the dwarf cassowary, all of which are native to New Guinea and Australia. They are usually all black as adults, but this can vary according to region. Females also get larger and more colorful than males. The cassowary is the second heaviest bird in the world and is closely related to the emu. It has claws on its toes that can grow to 4 inches long, and it can run as fast as 31 miles per hour. Plus, because the bird is flightless, it has extra strong, well-developed legs, which makes for powerful kicks. The casque on its head is made of keratin and may be used to clear through rainforest underbrush, reveal age or dominance, or help make resonant sound. Number 7. WEKA. Rails are usually known for being shy, but not this particular species. According to the Department of Conservation in New Zealand, the WEKA has a famously feisty and curious personality. Like other secretive rail species, the WEKA is more often heard than seen. They are known for thieving food and other small objects and running off to a hiding place to explore them, much like raccoons. So if something small goes missing from your campsite or home, it may very well be this flightless bird that snatched it. The best solution is to watch where the WEKA takes it, and then retrieve it later, as it always takes items to a nearby hideout. Number 8. Flightless cormorant. The Galapagos Islands are home to many species that evolved with peculiar traits, including a wide array of unique bird species. One of these is the world's only cormorant that cannot fly, out of 29 types of cormorant. Thus it is aptly named the flightless cormorant. The stubby little wings of the flightless cormorant are a testament to how long ago it gave up the pleasure of flight. In fact, the wings are about 1/3 of the size they would need to be for flight to even be possible, and so they appear comically small to observers. Instead of soaring over the waves, the flightless cormorant uses its powerful legs to swim up to 300 feet from the shore, searching for fish and other marine prey.